Up in the morning is with Good Day Dakota.
Well, you're on your morning commute and you're listening to the radio. Who's the guy behind the soothing radio voice? Well, today we head to Harvey and check out one of those faces in this week's segment of Someone You Should Know.
Someone You Should Know is sponsored by First Light Home Care of North Dakota.
Randy, what in the world are you doing this morning?
Listening to you.
Well, you really don't have much going on then, don't you?
Nah, I don't have a life at all.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Have you ever wondered whose face belongs to the voice on your favorite radio station? Well, for the Mix 1470 KHND in Harvey, it's Rick Jensen. And you can't go anywhere in town without someone knowing who he is. Jensen grew up in Anamoose, North Dakota, and graduated from high school in 1985. He continued his education at Minot State University in 1986 and graduated radio school at Myers School of Broadcasting in 1987. Radio is something that Jensen says he always knew he wanted to do.
When I was about 5, 6, 7 years old, I had my first tape recorder, cassette recorder, and I started my own little radio station in my room, and it was called KCIR. Now, if you spell those call letters backwards, it spells Rick.
Jensen met Sheila in Harvey in 2000, and that turned out to be a great year for the couple as they tied the knot and bought a local radio station. The couple then stole the show in Harvey.
We reference her a lot, I guess, on air. I'll play once in a while, play some bits, what she did. She had this English accent, of course, that was just so cool on air, and people just loved that.
For several years, the two would spend time on air broadcasting to listeners within a 90-mile radius of Harvey. And one day, Jensen and his wife had found a kitten on the outskirts of town.
Just the cutest kitten, and she fell in love with him, brought him here to the station. And I said to her, of all the places, why did that kitten end up at the tower? She says, jokingly said, well, maybe I won't be here next year, and that's God's way of giving you a companion. And she had no clue she was sick. That she wasn't sick yet,
Soon after they brought their kitten, Shadow, to the radio station, Sheila was diagnosed with cancer, and she died in 2014. Shadow passed away this year, and now Jensen has a new buddy, Shady Jensen. Jensen helps continue Sheila's legacy at KHND.
She was a workaholic, and before she passed, she told me, she says, well, don't do what I did and just work, enjoy life. And I'm trying to do that more and more through the years. But the legacy that we are doing, her business model for the sales and everything for this station based on what she did, we continue that on, and it's rolling right along.
He says that workaholic energy still lingers within the building, and he can often feel her spirit there.
I just feel her here all the time, If I happen to cut out of here early on a day, I can hear her in my brain. Why are you leaving early for,
And Jensen says, although his team is small, he's extremely grateful for each and every one of them. Because when you own a radio station, you're not just the on-air talent.
You wear a lot of different hats, be it, as I joked around, the janitor hat, you have to be a computer technician, you got to be a radio engineer at the tower site, just every little thing. And I'm blessed because we have so many people here that we're a small organization, but the people that are here are very talented and can do a lot of different things. So that just makes it huge.
Jensen says his team covers many local events, and they even host their own community gatherings, which is something that he says is important because the Harvey community has always supported their station. If you're within broadcast radius, you can tune in to the Mix KHND on 1470 AM radio and 99.5 FM. You can also catch them on their website and listen live.
Hey, welcome back to the Mix 1470 KHND 99.5 FM and online and Simple Radio. Rick Jensen is my name. Our David Adams.
Rick Jensen, owner, on-air talent, engineer, and janitor of the Mix 1470 KHND Radio in Harvey, is our friend here at KX News, and he's also someone you should know. And Jensen has now been engaged to his fiancée Tracy for 8 years, and she continues to be a great support for him. And he says his new kitten Shady often steals his radio seat. So it's so cute.
It's wonderful. And we're always looking for you, Rick. When we have our
Harvey
KX
camera.
cam. Yep.
That's right. And I don't know if you guys caught one of the last shots there, but Stone, he's always doing the weather hits for them.
Yes.
So, yeah,
You'll hear Stone along with Rick there.
That's right. Well, if you think there's someone we should know like Rick, you can fill out our nomination form on kxnet.com. And speaking of Stone, I've heard that his radio voice is much different than his on-air voice.
In the car I just heard your radio voice again yesterday.
It's much more soothing. Yeah.
I guess I didn't know that. I just sort of do my thing when it comes to this, and I guess it is. I have to listen to myself on the radio.
Yeah,
you do a great job.
Yeah,
Thank you. But we'll start this off looking at I am going to